In this episode, we are summarizing the 8th episode from Season 5 of the Wire series titled Clarifications. The episode first aired on February 24th, 2008. In the beginning, Michael Lee goes to meet with Chris and Snoop to report his encounter with Omar. He tells them how Omar confronted his drug corner while limping on a crutch. Michael notes he avoided recognition from an earlier incident at Monk's apartment and describes Omar's promise to kill Marlo and his enforcers, and that Marlo claimed responsibility for Savino's death. When Michael inquires about Savino's fate and rumors of Omar robbing a stash house, Snoop sharply warns him against believing rumors. Michael questions why Marlo ordered Junebug's death over mere rumors while Omar's actions go unpunished, prompting Snoop's anger and a reminder that he is not Marlo. Chris dismisses Michael, stating Marlo has enough concerns, and the two leave, highlighting tensions within the organization. And we see Michael is starting to doubt Marlo's leadership tactics. As we catch up with Omar, we see he is undeterred by his injuries and he has continued his vendetta against Marlo and his crew. Omar calls officers Truck and Dozerman to inform them about some armed drug dealers on a corner, leading to their arrests. As the police act, Omar, limping through an alley, scatters the remaining dealers and destroys their ground stash by throwing it down a drain. He then confronts a vacant house, demanding the rest of the stash and threatening to open fire. The stash is dropped and Omar throws that away as well. Later at a corner store, Omar buys cigarettes, briefly glancing at another customer. Shockingly, Kennard, the child from the alley, shoots and kills Omar, fleeing after dropping the gun. Omar's sudden death marks a tragic end to his campaign, underscoring the unpredictable nature of the Baltimore city streets. Later on, Chris and Snoop are still hunting down Omar when they receive a coded message of a clock from Marlo, which lets them know that they have to attend the meeting. Chris reports that he has seen no sign of Omar, and Marlo informs them that Omar was killed by the young boy named Kennard in a grocery store. Marlo mentions that they will celebrate by taking a trip to Atlantic City. At a Comstat meeting, McNulty briefs police commanders Mayor Tommy Carcetti and Norman Wilson on the fabricated homeless serial killer case, claiming that the killer targets southern Baltimore due to its homeless population. Carcetti presses for additional updates on the missing homeless man, Larry Butler, but McNulty has made no progress. Deputy Commissioner Cedric Daniels discusses an upcoming FBI profiling visit to Quantico, while Commissioner Rawls jokes about the killer's sexual motives. Later on, McNulty privately explains to Carver that he is diverting homeless case resources to Lester Freeman's Stanfield investigation, admitting a hitch in the plan. Carver, aware of Freeman's illegal wiretap, is wary but agrees to provide willing officers, provided McNulty handles all of the paperwork. At a surveillance team briefing, Carver informs officers like Bobby Brown and Dozerman of the unlimited overtime and potential drug investigation duties if they take on the case with McNulty. He then distributes the keys to the rented vehicles as a way of avoiding the homeless case. Bunk Moreland uses McNulty's influence to prioritize DNA matching for his Manigault murder case, linking Chris Parlow to the crime finally. At the Omar shooting scene, Bunk finds a list of Stanfield's crew with Savino's name crossed out, confirming Omar's hunt. He shares it with McNulty, who asks Bunk to delay Parlow's warrant to aid Freeman's investigation, and Bunk agrees. McNulty and Kima Greggs travel to Quantico, where FBI profilers describe their killer as a white male, likely in his late 20s to 30s, employed in a bureaucratic role, resentful of authority, and possibly a high-functioning alcoholic, mirroring McNulty's character completely. Back in Baltimore, McNulty receives a note from Beatty Russell where she is hinting at leaving him. This prompts McNulty to confess the serial killer hoax to her. Beatty becomes furious and scared of the legal repercussions. She warns him to stop what he is doing because his colleagues will not mourn him when he is fired or sent to jail. McNulty also confesses to Kima Greggs, who then refuses to use any of McNulty's resources, and she warns him against continuing his plan. Lester Freeman, monitoring Marlowe's wiretap, intercepts a coded clock-face message for a meeting and coordinates with Sydnor's surveillance team, who is also tracking Monk, Chris, Snoop, and Marlowe. Sydnor later cracks the code. The clock's hands corresponds to coordinates on a map, allowing them to signal meeting points without having to use language. A message with a unique second hand suggests Cheese's Wagstaff's involvement in East Baltimore, which surprises Sydnor. Freeman also continues to pursue Clay Davis, but this time federally, after the local case he was building against him was acquitted. Freeman threatens Davis with renewed charges to extract information. Mayor Carcetti, prioritizing the homeless murders, meets with budget advisor and Michael Staintorf to secure police funding by cutting public works and snow removal, avoiding school budget cuts entirely. Norman Wilson reports a Washington Post story about Prince George's County politician Dobie challenging Carcetti's Democratic gubernatorial nomination, potentially backed by Congressman Upshaw. In PG County, Carcetti pleads with Upshaw, who demands half of Baltimore's federal funding for schools or crime. Back in Baltimore, Carcetti negotiates with Maurice Campbell and Clay Davis, promising Campbell's mayoral endorsement and Davis one liquor board seat, with a second offered for fundraising. At a candlelight vigil, Carcetti delivers a stirring speech on homelessness, attended by Campbell, Wilson, Staintorf, and Templeton, boosting his profile by compromising his principles as his wife Jen laments the concessions made to maintain his political popularity. Back at the Baltimore Sun newspaper, Gus Haynes, skeptical of Scott Templeton's reporting, discusses his latest serial killer call with colleagues Jeff Price and Bill Zorzi, who question its authenticity. Terry Hanning, the homeless Iraq veteran from Templeton's story, confronts Haynes, accusing Templeton of fabricating details about a firefight. Haynes mediates a heated meeting where Templeton insists his notes are accurate, but Hanning demands proof. Haynes plans to verify Hanning's service record and issue a correction if needed, angering Templeton. Later, Haynes praises Mike Fletcher's authentic homeless story, encouraging him to profile Bubbles. The episode closes with Omar's body in the morgue, where a staff member corrects a mislabeled tag, ensuring that Omar's identity as an African American male is properly recorded. Omar's story has ended, and he has been reduced to a mere statistic. That was episode number 58, titled Clarifications. To watch the next or previous episode summary, click on the link in the description or at the end of this video. If you made it to the end of this video, remember I am summarizing this entire series as well as other popular works of culture like literature, movies, and TV shows. I have the playlist of our summaries in the description. Also, if you found this video to be valuable, share it with a friend and click like so that YouTube can recommend it to other viewers just like you. The best way to support this channel is by becoming a Patreon supporter or by buying us a coffee. You will find those links in the description. Doing this helps our channel out tremendously. I truly thank you for your support.